I am fully aware I'm a bit late. I did say it on Discord. No Shamrock today. No. Oxygen David is running a limited schedule for us, streaming Shamrock Valley. If Matt shows up, he'll know exactly what the capitals are about in the title. But hello, hello, hello. I know I'm late. Deal with it. We are making a bit of hay today. And we're doing it in some tractors. How am I? I'm good. Fun fact, I've actually been awake for quite a while. I just forgot to get out of bed. I was keeping track of the time on my phone, then I started watching a YouTube video that went on a bit longer than I actually anticipated, and yeah. I've just finished my breakfast. I have with me, if I spin my mug a bit so that I can do this, a delicious cup of coffee in a beautiful mug. Foxy and Bill can put can put their frontier mugs into the maps. I can show off mine on stream. Hello, Aggravids Ireland. The farm's new YouTuber did a face reveal and also has a beard. Who's that? Who's this that did a face reveal and has a beard, Adam? It seems to be a thing with the farm sim YouTubers, doesn't it? Because you got me with the beard, Landy with a beard, Simulate with a beard. Mr. CDP, I have never heard of that person in my life. I look like Landy. People think that. People really think that. You see, the easy way of knowing the difference between me and Landy is I'm slightly less bald and I've got a much better beard. But Bill has a beard as well, yes. Also, I'm much better looking than Andy. I mean, that's just... I look like Lars. See, that's something I don't mind. Lars has an amazing beard. That's how you tell me and Lars apart. His beard is much better than mine. This TV is great. I don't watch farm sim videos, Sean. So don't take it as me being like hating on somebody if I said I have no idea who they are. I don't follow farm sim YouTubers in general. I don't watch videos. I don't do any of that stuff. I'll watch streams and that's about it. And it's usually just kind of Landy stream. I don't lie. You say that. When has Landy lied? Landy has misdirected on many occasions. As have I. I've been wrong, as has Landy. About many things. Some things I hope I'm wrong about, some things I'm annoyed when I'm right, and annoyed when I'm wrong. It's all good. Wait, well, how did Landy lie? Did he forget to put his video live? Because he did actually record the video, like a video in, I think it was Euro Truck last night. Did he forget to put that live? Can't wait for Shamrock. There's a lot of... Myself and Landy and Simulation for the Nation and Oxygen Dave were all talking yesterday. We're kind of surprised by how few views the streams got yesterday. And we kind of put it down to yesterday was just a bad day. There will be another day, probably next week, where we'll be streaming it again. What do I think of the new update for ETS? I think it's brilliant that SCS are pushing out such a huge update. It's going to be a while before it's made public. All his videos on Gwenddwr are 1 and 2. Oh, Landy, you fool. It's gonna be a while before that ETS2 update is stable and pushed to the kind of public branch. I know that it is public technically right now as an open beta, but in terms of like being a part of the core game and being a full update released to everybody, not just people who opt in, it's going to be a long time. They've got a lot to test. They're changing about half the game. Just bought the Ferrari wheel. Do I think it'll be good for farm sim? It depends on which Ferrari wheel. There's like 17 of the damn things, and most of them are crap. You fixed it. Like, any wheel will be decent to a farm sim. Liam, do you want to say that to Landy sometime? Because yeah, what Yanis just did will happen exactly the same, if not worse. If you want Landy to bite your head off, that's a surefire way for that to happen. The version of the map gave up going to Season 2, so annoyed. There is, by the way, a V2 coming out of Gwenddwr. I don't know when, but there is a V2 being worked on, which will require a new save game. And in version 2, the cow yard is getting a complete makeover to deal with a few bugs that were evident, and they are game bugs, not map bugs, that were made evident during, I guess, gameplay in general. So be aware that Gwenddwr is going to have a V2. It will require a new save, and you will need to basically start over. Did I do 2 fields here or just the 1? I did 2 fields, but I've already windrowed the other one. Windrowed tedded. I am good at wording. So let's get out of this field then, and grab the windrower. Hello, Farming Master, by the way. There we go. Same. I think it might be a mod issue 1174. You're going to need to do some diagnostics. Ooh, this is a really nice camera angle, I've just realized. Kind of makes it feel like there's a drone following the tractor around. So we're gonna pick up a different tractor here and the windrower. Ah, delicious coffee. It's annoying that on console you can't walk around and move camera angles side to side with G29. You can't do it with a G27 on PC. You might notice that when I get out of tractors, you start hearing the clicks again. It's because I need to swap to keyboard. Have I used the new Massey loader? No. Nor will I. I appreciate that White Bull put a lot of work into it, and the White Bull is very young, but I have standards that I like keeping for like mods that I use, and that Massey loader is just not good enough for me. That's putting it very bluntly. It's just, it needs a lot of love before I'd be willing to use it. The interior needs basically redoing. The exterior needs probably most of it a complete reskin. Most of it needs reskinning. The feed mixture looks alright, the loader looks terrible. Yeah, like, White Bull is still learning. There's a lot of potential there. Like, he's What did Eric say yesterday? He's 16. So, I mean, he is very young. And for somebody that young to be making mods to as high quality as he can do, and I know he can make very high quality mods, that Massey's just a bit of a, I guess, a bad day for him. There's a lot of potential there for him to be a very, very talented modder. He just needs to sit back and look at the mistakes he makes and the problems with that Massey specifically, because that's a really good learning tool for him now. He needs to sit down and look at the problems that are with that Massey, the criticisms he's getting about the Massey, and look at how he can prevent that from happening again, and how he can improve moving forwards. I did manage to park the window over a picnic bench. It's me, is the simple answer. Also, this windrower can actually just bounce up on the wheels, so yeah, that's how I managed to park it on the picnic bench. There was no picnic baskets though. Hello, the boy up the road from Jim's house. And Bucko, hello. When am I next streaming Shamrock? It'll be... I don't know what day, but it'll be midweek next week, most likely. Now, those of you that were here yesterday will know that I had a very quick word during the stream with Oxygen David about Mr. Daggerwin. I shot him a message on Discord, and he has been in contact with Oxygen David. That's all I know. But just because people think that I hate Daggerwin and I want to see his channel go away. No. Friendly rivalry between all the YouTubers is all that happens. We're all competitors, but most of us are friends. We all talk to each other, and we all try and help each other out where we can. And that was helping number 1 Daggerman, number 2 Oxy out. Saw that MVF stream last night. Just a 1 at the end. Oh my god, they're all copying you now. Now Jim's house. Because I've seen Mickey Joe's house as well, and that's not funny. Jim's house is the only funny one because you were the original. Now everybody's just copying your joke. Bucko, that's Pedro. If he's here, I'm going to get a very angry message from him later. Pedro Chapperwin is the leader of the Daggerwin fan club. How am I today? I'm doing pretty good. Hello, Model Farmer 990. It has been a while, in fact. Yes. So what we're doing today is we're making a bit of hay. It needs to be done. We're co-leaders. Now you see, my fan club, the fan club I lead, is the fan club of the Presso, the Magical Wonder Horse of Glory. Which is Daggerwin's horse in his Oblivion Let's Play on Daggerwin Extra. I lead the fan club for Depresso, the Magical Wonder Horse of Glory. Hello, Spudman and David. Which you know that I named that thing because it's ridiculous. That's the crack. Not a whole lot. Just chilling out today, doing a bit of farming. Doing a bit of farm sim, doing a bit of chilling. Talking to you guys. Glad that I can stream again. Even though I shouldn't have streamed yesterday. I did get word, by the way, yesterday after the stream that I did not wake my sister up, which was the entire point of me being quiet yesterday. Has Shamrock been sent to Giants yet? No. That I can confirm. There is still testing ongoing on certain aspects. Mainly field defs, because they were literally the version that we showed off yesterday was the first version that had field defs, and we got it yesterday morning. So the field defs need just a bit more testing, a bit more tweaking, a bit more investigation, but and I want to do another few sweeps through the entire map myself to check for issues. Because fun fact, I have legitimately been testing Shamrock instead of just throwing stuff on roofs. When will Shamrock be released? When it's ready and when it passes through Giants testing, which we're expecting some silly error, which is why I want to do another few passes through the map to make sure there's nothing slightly hovery. Suppose Scatterbrook could be your cow farm in 19. It possibly could be, actually, yeah. With the way things work in 19, Shamrock might be, maybe appeal more to people, because people want that to be the cow yard. I kind of like it being the pig yard, though. The hosepipe tester. I've done more than just test hosepipes. But when I saw that hosepipe, I did actually genuinely find a floating hose. When I found it, I said, I was talking to Simulation for the Nation at the time, I said, oh god, Oxy's gonna hate me. Because, like, that was the one thing that we were joking that, oh, there won't be any floating hoses, there won't be any floating hoses. Floating hoses, floating hoses, floating hoses, there's a floating hose. That's why maps get tested. I actually need to, I forgot to do it last night. I need to go and grab a few screenshots of stuff that I actually spotted during the stream yesterday. That I didn't point out intentionally, but I know where they are, I know what they are. Just need to grab a few screenshots of those, send them to him tonight, and we'll be good. Should be a tester with the job of making the map Dave and GD proof. Yeah, I'm doing that, Adam, to be quite honest. And the fun thing is, and you'll notice it with Landy as well, when we're reading chat, that's when all the stupid things happen. Hello, Dal. It's when we're reading chat because we're looking away from the screen, we're not actually watching what we're doing. You'll notice that across, I guess, every streamer, when they look at chat, things go wrong. And myself, GD, and Landy in particular, have a habit of just kind of sitting in the stream chatting and reading chat constantly. Just finishing feeding the cows, very nice. You'd love to make a map of your farm, but you don't have a computer. There'd be like 20 yards of a street life scale. Yeah, that's always an issue. What I do, if there were like way too many yards in a 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer area, is actually turn some of the yards into small fields. Or like extensions to fields, or like forestry areas or something. Just little forest zones, or like a park or something like that. Just so that there's number one, not too many yards, and number two, kind of features of interest around the map. Hello, Mary Sheehan. How are you doing today? How are you, Mary? I think you guys might have seen yesterday that the Shamrock Valley farm in Shamrock Valley, while it looks really big when you're driving around like the pickup or you know, on foot and in screenshots, when you're actually playing with the map and you're trying to use equipment on it, it suddenly becomes a lot smaller. it's a lot more difficult to work with than it might look in screenshots. I wasn't really able to show it off yesterday in the stream, but once I start operating out of that yard a bit more, you'll see me having a lot more troubles getting equipment around. Why is nobody playing South Mountain Creamy Farm? Because unfortunately it has a lot of issues, Nicholas Yule. It has terrain issues which make some fields unusable. It has seemingly a bug where it will occasionally corrupt save games, which is pretty major for like YouTubers to not have maps that do that. And it's just got a lot of small issues that make it not look good. And kind of as YouTubers, we want to show off the maps that look the best. I know myself and Landy for sure do. Simulate to a certain extent, yes. Simulation for the Nation. We're all kind of picky. Plus, it's an American map, so we all kind of know that'll do well for about 3 weeks and then tank. Unfortunately. What's up today? Not a whole lot, actually. We're just going to do some hay. We're going to figure out what to do after that. I know there is still some silage to be compacted down, so that needs to be done. Let's do this field with the rotors out fully. What will be my next stream? Do you think I actually plan these streams in advance? Because literally when I was taking the thumbnail for this about 20 minutes ago, probably closer to half an hour ago at this point, I was tabbing around the map to see what could be done. And that's when I came up with the plan for the stream. As for streaming this map, well, this is one of the 2 maps that I really want to stream. The other one being Shamrock, and I don't want to overdo Shamrock, and neither does Oxy, neither does Landy or Simulation for the Nation. So we're all kind of agreed the next stream will be sometime midweek next week. We'll figure out the day in time. Hey, there's Fake Jim's house. Hello, copycat. And there's a stupid song at the Spomp. They put music into the map! Yeah, that's a definite hard no from me then, because copyright. Love the streams. Thank you, Gavin. You're on the verge of buying your new graphics card. You're very happy to finally play Farm Sim as it should be. Fabio, this is going to sound weird. Do not buy a new graphics card right now. I have received word that towards the end of this month, start of next month, maybe like end of next month even, Nvidia are going to be releasing the 1100 series cards, the 1100 series cards. So you might want to wait off until then, because when they do that, you'll see the 10 series cards getting a lot cheaper, and because they've actually got an excess of stock. So if you hold off for like a month or so, maybe, you might well get a graphics card a lot cheaper than buying it today. Hello, Josh Bradley. Dublin beating Galway by 2 points. Kind of hope Galway win. Is it 20 or 11? I've heard 11. I have heard the next series of Nvidia cards will be the 11 series. They might bring out like an Elite series that are the 20 series, but it will be the 11 series is the next series of graphics cards. The 20 might be replacing the Titans, the 20 series. So my thoughts on FS19. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming in for sure. I think Giants have had some great ideas. There's some stuff that concerns me. Not with how Giants are doing it, but with how the community is going to react, especially the placeable mechanics. It might the community might kill off DEM maps, which would be a real shame because they're the best maps in my opinion. As Bullet Bill calls them, Toy Town maps, they just don't sit with me very well. Like, I like maps like Gwenddwr, Shamrock Valley, even though it's fictional, it is, I think, partially DEM based. Oakfield, Lone Oak, Culver Park Farm is my favourite map of all time. Well, one of the two, because Shamrock Valley is really close there. But it would be a shame to see the DEM maps go by the wayside and have more Toy Towny kind of maps. Which would be a real shame. Dramard is good. Dramard I don't like. Dragon Skies. I don't like, generally speaking, I don't like maps with square fields, and Dramard has a lot of square fields. It's my issue with that's my sole issue with the map. I can't remember where I said it. I said it somewhere. But I said that, like, a lot of Irish maps in the past have had something or other that I just couldn't look past. That I hated. I'll give you a few examples. Dramard, I can't look past the square fields. I hate square fields, I can't look past them. Baling, I really hate the yard layout on Baling. It's far too tight for me, and I just can't look past that. And I don't want to go in and edit half the map. Because if I want to edit the yard, I'd get carried away and edit kind of the lay into the yard, the layout of the yard, and kind of the surrounding fields, so the yard would fit in a bit better, and it would be a very long edit process, and it just, no. That's just kind of the two best known examples from FS17 alone, but there's always been something that has just annoyed me to the point where I say no, just not gonna happen. I hate this map because of this one thing that I can't look past. Has testing from Shamrock finished yet? No. With the field defs in now, as of yesterday, there's actually a lot of testing to be done in as short a period of time as possible. I want to, hopefully later tonight, go into the map and do a full run through, testing as much as I can. I think I'm going to try and get Landy and Simulation for the Nation into multiplayer so we can test the silage clamps. Because I don't think they've been tested yet. I want to just double check them. And then it'll be good. Who made Shamrock Valley? Oxygen David, Mr. Brandon 4255. Oxygen David is making Shamrock Valley. I've been giving him some help. I suppose I might as well admit this now. I have been giving him some help. He sent me the odd message. Hey Dave, how does this work in Ireland? How does this happen? What is this like? And I've been kind of giving him advice and kind of leading him on to stuff. There's only been, I think, 4 things in the entire map that I've straight up told him, do this like this. Everything else has just been, here's a vague kind of description that'll give you a leading point that you can work off. Because I don't want to tell him how to make a map or how to do things on his map. It's his map. He is the kind of the final say. I'll tell him like detail work. That's problematic or not true to realism or to real life, I guess. And that's about it. He's been talking about making Irish maps since he really started. Yes, and I don't know if I talked him into it or I convinced him, but I'm really glad that he did. And myself and SFTN have both agreed that it's one of the best maps that we've ever seen for Farm Sim. It's so difficult to find a view that isn't good. Holy crap, I didn't park it on the picnic table this time. Let's get the D1000 out and about. Would I ever make a map? Maybe. I know how to map. You know, I can have, bizarrely, and I still don't know how, help Bullet Bill and Oxygen David out with some stuff that they've been a bit confused by and a bit kind of... It's very rare, but I have helped them with like mapping details and stuff and figuring some stuff out. Am I going to use Seasons on Shamrock? Yes. Hello, Liam Mapletoft. How am I? I'm good. Can you reskin stuff in GE? No. But I think they'll add in old equipment in FS19 besides the modern stuff. I bloody hope so. I really do. Like, see, Mary. I really hope they put in some old timers in FS19. Because I feel like that's missing right now. Because like, oh, you guys know that I prefer using older mods. And by older I mean older in time, in terms of like real life timeline, not like I like using FS11 mods in FS17 because it reminds me of FS11 and I don't care how bad they look. Now I just like using old time mods. Even the D1000 or D800 as it is in this map, it just reminds me more of an old timer. Just kind of fits things a lot better. How are we today? We're doing good, Ernie. How are you today, dude? I missed. Okay, let's get this unfolded. Pick up down. Hence the tractor and baler. Well, yeah. I just like... I find this stuff just more interesting to use. Great if there were workhorses in 19.2, it really would. I'm glad that dynamic hoses are coming in. That's like a huge step forward in my eyes for like tractor and equipment detail. That is... I'm so happy for that. I'm delighted with Giants for deciding that's a good idea. And I agree with them. It is. It's great that you guys will get them on console and get the prettiness. What have we got? Logitech G27. It's New Holland in FS19, yes. I think pretty much every brand that's in 17 is in 19. Is Oxy here? He may be lurking, but I haven't seen him. Dynamic horses? Hoses, not horses. Can't believe what you've instead. By not playing on PC. Yeah. It's kind of stunning when you start playing on PC and you realize just how different the mods are when the scripts come in. I would imagine Blackout Gamescom, and we'll probably get it like October. Good lord, August 24th-ish. How do you get graphics cards? You buy them on the internet or from a shop. Is Class in 19? No. We have a confirmation. Class will not be a brand in FS19 on release. Is the official kind of word, I guess, from Giants. Now that doesn't mean that it will not be an FS19 full stop. It might be a DLC if licenses and stuff get worked out, but it will not be in day of release in FS19. You understand Dynamicals is kind of an awful. You just see if you have Dynamicals on this. He does! So, I'm just going to stop the baler here for a second. So dynamic hoses, what they are, is these are slightly off. That's really annoying. Matt? Mr. Matt XJS, I have a complaint. So what dynamic hoses are is you can see these hydraulics hoses and the electric line going into the tractor or into the baler, depending which way around you want to put this. But if I were to drive and I'm going to try and get a good angle on this. If I were to drive now, you can see that the hoses bend. They're still coming out from the same place, they're still going into the same place, but they've now bent to, what, 45-ish degrees? And if I were to turn the other way, the hoses bend. And these are not doing exactly what I thought they would. They've bent in the other direction. But because of the way CD has done this, they also merge into the metal somehow. Which is a bit odd. What software is typically used to construct vehicle models? Blender, because it's free. And that's literally the reason. It's hell to learn, as is pretty much any 3D modeling software. But it's free, so you're gonna be best served with Blender. Some people use Maya, Autodesk Maya, which is I think like $1,000 a year or something. So that is an option, but it's not a very good one when you've got Blender available for free. There's no decent brick and mortar PC shop in Ireland. There is, and it's down the road from me. If ever I have an issue that I can't figure out, I will go to them, and it has not happened yet. I've got a friend I can message first. See, I've got a few friends who are IT technicians, so if ever I have a problem, I pick up my phone, I go on Facebook, and I say, hey, dude, I'm having this issue. Here's what I've managed to piece together from diagnostics that I've done. Can you help me figure it out? You're an architecture and you did Maya and Rhino. Why not, because now I'm curious, Paul. Why not SolidWorks? Because when I was doing design communications graphics for my leaving cert, we had to, as part of the curriculum, learn SolidWorks, and actually part of our final project, which was part of the exam, was to do like a full SolidWorks project, start to finish, based on, it was like something that we wanted. I think it was like something random. No, it's not the right button, Dave. What's the button to open this? Is it X? 3. What's Y? So we have. Oh, I've hit R. Never mind. I think X was to refill the bales. You have to refill the bale twine in this baler periodically. I think it's every 50 bales or so. Which would make sense, seeing as we made 150. Is Maplin's gone bust? Yes. Direct plane the other day during my aero stream? No. I've not crashed the plane for a long, long time. The only time I've crashed an air hauler was approaching an unlit grass strip at night, which was a terrible idea, but for architecture I think it's too technical for what you need. Fair enough. Hello, you, so I was just about to look up chat because I swear I saw your name, but then you decided to, did you not see me? Stream buffering at mad for everybody else. It seems fine on my end, and my internet seems to be the moodiest damn thing in the world at the moment. Nosedive into the runway. Well, I did nosedive at one point, Blackout. The angle I managed was 45 degrees vertically. But then I deployed full flaps and cruised for a bit. So that I'd scroll off speed. Revit's big and software also use a lot of SketchUp. Oh, okay. Hello, Simao. Gaming boy, hello. I'm doing my best to keep up with chat. I'm just bad at it. I'm a bad streamer. I'm sorry, I apologize. Let me just do something on my phone real quick. Got your G27 working, thanks for the help. No problem at all. Am I? I'm good. How are you doing today, Yuso? I'm better than Daggerwin. At what? Reading chat? Because I've been streaming for like 2 years, so I'd expect to be better than somebody who's just starting off with the whole streaming side of things. To be quite honest. What's that button, please? And that. See you, boy. Hello, Darth. Reading, chat, and driving. Again, it's down to experience. The longer you do this kind of stuff for, the better you get at it. Considering I'm also looking at my phone while driving at the moment. I think you'd like to have a try. Being a contractor wouldn't know how to begin. Just going to farm about 4 months ago. Might be worth your time. It's always worth your time. The only problem is you'd have to learn Blender, which is hell. It's very counterintuitive at first. Hello, Reese. I forgot to tweet out that I'm live. Whoops. And we go, oh, there's still more show on tomorrow. I would have tried to go, but my parents are kind of in England at the moment. I'm gonna try and go to the ploughing this year if I can. So there might be a random day off where I go to the ploughing. That's assuming my dad's going. I'm gonna have words when they're back and see if I can get a good day off at the ploughing, and then I'll let you guys know. And hopefully it's not as bad as last year where it was a complete washout. I went last year. I didn't go to Tullamore last year. I went to ploughing last year. I've done lots of stupid stuff Blackout. The Tullamore show is an agricultural show in Tullamore, County Offaly. And it's just known as the Tullamore Show. You meant the ploughing. Okay. Yeah, I know I went to the ploughing last year. Tullamore show was a waste of time. Is it a waste of time because you don't get time off school to buy up the road from Jim's house? Hey, Jag, how you doing today? Let's just drop that bale in that field there. 46 bales in that one field, that's not bad. We're going to need to refill the baling twine again soon. Your local town. Got a friend from Tullamore, actually. He was in Dublin now, but he's from Tullamore. I'm doing good, Jack. Thank you very much for asking. Used to be allowed to day off school, goes Balmoral show. See, in Ireland, you're not technically allowed a day off school to go to the ploughing, but a lot of agri kids do because it's an excuse to get a day off school. Oh yeah, I remember that now on Thornton. The very first, I think that was the very first episode or whatever on Thornton, I got stuck. completely wedged. Because I clipped the rear wheel of the Fent off a wall and it just spun 90 degrees instantly. In case they don't have farming parents, go to the ploughing. I don't have farming parents, but yeah. I guess that's still true. Even though I'm not a kid. I'm a kid at heart. So hopefully we'll get this all done, and I'm just going to use the dually and auto-load these bales. I'm going to be extremely lazy. Auto-load these bales, move over to the cow yard. And did we get cows at all? I feel like we should get cows. $11.74, I'm fully aware of that. Can we not talk about that? Because that's, yeah, no. One of the best tricks I've done so far. See, the best ones aren't planned. Sometimes I plan them in advance and I'm like, oh, I'll do this. The one on Shamrock yesterday was unplanned. Sometimes I'll like intentionally ram stuff. I'll kind of pretend that it's an accident. Just so that I get a reaction out of you guys. But, yeah, the better ones are definitely the ones that just happen. I think I'll start on this map. Is it good? Very. There is a V2 on the way, that guy. So I don't know how far into it GNFTR04 is. He has redone the yard. He has done a lot of stuff. So when the V2 comes out, you will need to start a new game. Because he's changed how tip calls are. Ashi in A340, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. He has changed tip calls, so you do need to start a new save for it. That is kind of a big thing. Your neighbour has a small hole in the McCormick tractor. It doesn't work, so he's not tractors. Has bought a small Kubota. It's not powerful enough to pose implements. Your neighbour sounds a bit silly. What did I ram yesterday? I didn't ram anything yesterday, not intentionally. I should get my own stand at the ploughing. Do you have any idea how expensive stands at the ploughing actually are, James? I'm in the unique position where I actually have a big idea. So now I can show you guys. This is empty. If I hit X, it's full again. No animation to it, but he is, but he's really old. Ah, fair enough. So if you want to bring up the bale overlay here, the bale counter, it's R. If you want to hide it, it's R. If you want to bring it up, it's R. If you want to hide it, it's R. It's just R in general. You can spam it like this. If you really want to, you know, if you're feeling sassy, you can do the alert bale counter. It's like, alert, alert, you've made 201 bales in total. Alert, alert, you've made 73 bales today. Costs a small fortune. Exactly. That's why it's only mainly only like large businesses that get stands at the ploughing. Giants should go to the ploughing. I don't think it'd be worth it for him. That guy Harry, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. If you're enjoying, by the way, you can hit that like button, you can hit subscribe, and you can throw money at me if you really want to. Hello, James Corey. Come on, get off the back of the baler. There we go. Do I go to the Balmoral show? No. I haven't been in the UK for like... Who is it raining? Oh, it is. I haven't been to the UK for the last 6 years. Just over 6 years now. I'd sell some amount... No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Isn't the location of the planning being changed for 2019? Hope not. How long has it been in Tullamore? Because they change it every 3 years. So it's in one place for 3 years, then goes to the next place. And I think it's in... It's in Offaly this year. It was there last year. It was there. They are changing it for next year, I believe. Especially after the slight drainage problems that were discovered last year. Have I been to Sunderland? Have I been to... I lived in Sunderland for 3 years, Drumlover. I've not only been, I literally lived there. I went to see Sunderland against Villa Stadium Light 2010, I believe it was, near Christmas. It was December 17th-ish. Massey, just as long as they're under 250-ish horsepower, you're fine. Do I know you? It's Milkshake. I don't know you, Keelan. I know. Well, I know you. I know Keelan. I don't know that Milkshake business. I've heard of a business called Timber Supplies. No. Bear in mind, I lived in the city, and very rarely left the city for much. I went to Peter... Was it Peterlee I went to for a bit? I went to Peterlee for a bit. Went to somewhere in Durham, and I have no real recollection where. That was a fun alcohol field adventure. And I was in Newcastle on a few occasions. So now that that's done, where did I put the dually? I know that I have the dually. I can't remember where I put the dually. Is it at this yard or is it at the other yard? Shamrock going to be in FS19? I believe that's the plan, yes, James. You'd like to use some tractors that you'd see in Ireland. T-dubs. T-dubs, Pumas, Maxims. Like, literally, if it's 250 horsepower or less, for the most part, you'd see it around Ireland. It's not a case of, like, we have specific tractors. But around here, for me, it's mainly class... Is it Arians or the 600 series? Class 650s. TS New Hollands? Or TMs? TMs or TS is kind of interchangeable on that front. Your little bro just called me the RainbowDave kid. I mean, that works. What else did you see around here a lot? What county do I live in? County Tipperary. There's more than a few TS's as well, Bucko. Especially around here. For contractors, it'd be T7, 210s, specifically. You'd get the odd... Well, you get a lot of Zetters and Belaruses, as Chris likes to call them, Belaruses. Quite a lot of old Fords still going around. Work position. Oh, is this throwing a bit of a fit? Because it's not letting me choose what I want. What is a Belarus? Belarus tractors. Old Russian machines. Old Massey, old Zetters. A lot of new Zetters as well. I think it's going to Portlaoise. That'll be really convenient for my dad if it is going to Portlaoise. I know that I'm reversing into the hedge. Deal with it. David Brown's. It's basically, if it's old, it's probably visible in Ireland. Okay, this isn't... Wait, 2. Work position. I need to remember the controls for this off the top of my head. Is it Z? Oh, now it's working. Is the... okay. Trigger's a bit picky. What's my favorite tractor? Massey 135. I just love the 135. I think it's one of the best designed tractors in history. I do also quite like, and this is going to be a bit odd, John Deere 7000 series. It's like 75, 30, 74, 70, 74, 75, 30, yeah. Stuff like that I really like. Portlaoise suits you down to T as well. That's the 390T you have on, you live in Ireland? Yeah, that works as well as Budman. I quite like what I've chosen for Shamrock personally. I know that the Fiat 180 isn't really too common, but I didn't want to use this again, the 110. Plus you can't actually reskin this as a Fiat, it's only available in the New Holland colours. I tried reskinning it as a Fiat, it just doesn't work. Plus the John Deere's and Massey's in Ireland, New Hollands. New Hollands are very popular around me, because there's a New Holland dealership not too far away. But yeah, Massey's, Fendt as well, Fendt 500s. They still make Belarus tractors? They do. It's just not too common to see new ones. Because CD Models is in Lunatic, these bales go 4 high, 3 wide, and 3 deep. So that makes it 27 bales. No, it's not 27. 30. Hang on. So 369 by 3 is 27. What's this? 1, 2, 3, no, it's... What am I doing? It's 9 by 4, which is 36. My maths is atrocious, good lord. Can you make straw into digestate? I don't know. In reality, probably. I don't know about in farm sim though. You have 3 jobs on the go. And here I am looking for just the one. Failing miserably. Your nearest dealership is a case one. The nearest one to me, as the crow flies, is probably Agco. The nearest one to me in terms of ease of getting to is probably either New Holland or John Deere. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring these down to the yard and we're going to just dump these onto the ground because I actually want to restack these. Apparently you can. Apparently you can what? I'm confused. Did I miss like half a conversation? I want to restack these ones when I'm putting into the shed, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up here-ish will do. Go B, B, Y. Mix straw into the digest it. Ooh! I didn't know you could feed straw into the BGA. That's kind of cool. You're eating your tea, very nice, Budman. Probably go make myself a cup of tea after the stream. A big mug. I've got big mugs that I use. It gives me many tea per mug, so I can have many tea. Don't know how you measure tea, but I can have many. Hello, Sean. What steering wheel do I use? A Logitech G27, or the infamous WASDA wheel, aka the keyboard. Also, you use 4 John Deere dealerships, all owned by the same person. There's also near the John Deere dealership that's nearest me a Hollinger dealership. Couponte. Or Couponte. Keep Couponte. Bucko, that is not Irish. That's impossible to pronounce in Irish. We're going to have a whole ton of tea. Just not a ton, just a lot. I like tea. By the way, I want to actually criticize you guys a bit. Because some of you were being very rude to Landy yesterday during his stream with his combine choice on Shamrock Valley. Don't do that ever to anybody. If you don't like what somebody's using, then maybe don't watch them use it. But don't throw it into chat and start abusing them because they're using something you don't approve of. Gotta do first person, sure. I'm just gonna have to guess that these bales are going onto the trailer. Are they actually going onto the... Hey, they are! I'm good at first person, yo. I enjoy the fact that if I turn it at speed like this, the trailer wobbles. Well, you know that when I have to come into chat and say, "Whoa, calm down, chat." Something's not right when I'm telling people to calm down, because I'm usually the person who's telling people to go mental. What New Holland dealership is near me? I don't know. All I know is New Holland. Yeah, people go mental over a Lexion 740, which I've seen so many of them. So many Lexions. I mean, hell, I've even seen a New Holland CR1090. So people complaining about a Lexion 740 with a 7.5 meter header is a bit silly to me. It's usually you causing trouble. Well, you tried yesterday, didn't you, Michael, with telling me I was copying Daggerwin? I didn't even get the joke until Landy said he was using the 75 in his video yesterday. Speed limit really 100 kilometers an hour on country roads in Ireland. So on a road like... Let me just have a look at this one. On a road like this one here, 80 kilometers an hour. On a double lane road, it's usually, but not always, 100. If it's a national road, an en route, it is 100 kilometers an hour, regardless of the condition of the road. If it's an R route, a regional road, it is 80. Usually. But there are exceptions, because I know of one place in... Is it Dungarvan? It's either Dungarvan or Youghal, and I can't remember. There's one place in either Dungarvan or Youghal where there's just this random 60 kph stretch of a perfectly good road for no reason. Motorway's 120, yes. Or if you're on the M50, 100 because Dublin. Limerick, Dublin. So that's the M8, isn't it, Bucko? Limerick, Dublin is the M8, and the M7 is Cork, Dublin, or is it the other way around? With no harvesters around, no tillage ground for miles. The only tillage ground is maize. There's a lot of tillage ground around me, so I get to see a lot of harvesters. M50 is 50 now. GG. M8 is Cork. I got them back. I always get them backwards. 120 miles an hour? No, kilometers an hour. Which is, for those of you using silly units that make no sense, about 75 miles per hour. I think it's actually, yeah, 75 miles an hour. So, slightly faster than the British motorway speed of 70 officially, although it seems a surprising amount of people decide 90 is what 70 actually means. The M7 goes straight through your farm. That must be kind of annoying, Mossy. Give me case, please. I need the case because it doesn't go weird with the front loader on the front and bales on the front loader, and the front loader loading bales and bales up in the air, and the air holding the bales up. Yep, 70 is 85 to 90, yeah. I'm just listening to the music, by the way. The chorus of this is just the word yeah about 20 times. That is some really lazy songwriting. You don't understand the kilometers an hour thing? Help. 1 kilometer is 5/8 of a mile. Actually, I think it is exactly 5/8 a mile. So when you get to 80 kilometers per hour, you're going 50 miles an hour. $160 kilometers an hour is 100 miles an hour. 240 kilometers an hour is 150 miles an hour. And then 320 kilometers an hour is 200 miles an hour. Even though it's actually 218.7. It does kind of break down once you get up to higher speeds. Just looks faster in kph on the split. It does. It feels better. Inches are far better than centimeters. No. No. You're trying to convince a scientist to use non-metric units, guys. I mean, my god is the metric system, and I will not be swayed. It's good to get on the M1 on a jump. JR! That's illegal! Tractors are legally banned from motorways. Why does the loader get stuck on the case? Because the front of the case is a bit wider than the loader is actually made for, so it gets a bit weird. Tractors are allowed? No, they're not. 90% of, well, 90% of tractors are not, because the top speed has to be over. Like, there's a minimum speed on motorways as well as a maximum speed. They're allowed on bypasses, not motorways. I think a fast track is actually allowed on motorways, because its top speed is high enough to meet the minimum motorway speed of 50 kilometers an hour. Or it might be 60 or 70 now, but there is a minimum speed on motorways. It's like on the German autobahn. In the non-limited segments of the autobahn, which are actually used for traffic calming, which I love. The German efficiency is brilliant. How shall we calm the traffic? I know. We shall remove speed limits and tell them to go as fast as they possibly can. That was French, but still. The German method is literally, there's no speed limit, but you have to go quickly. That's the only rule. Hello, Tanner. And EJ, hello. I know it's a day late, but happy birthday, EJ, for yesterday. I need to fix your name in Discord now, seeing it's no longer your birthday and your name is a lie. Where you are in America, you can drive the highway. Yeah, but there's specific rules about, like, motorways here. This crashes on the open. There actually are. It's a fun little thing that has been researched surprisingly significantly. And that is, the higher the speed that is allowed on the road, the safer that road is, because people driving at higher speeds tend to be a bit more cautious naturally. So that's why you'll quite often hear about the campaigns to raise the motorway speed limits. And it's all to do with that one bit of research. This map looks amazing as a public. Yes, Tanner, it is on FSUK, so if you're on PC you can get it. If you're on console, unfortunately not. It's called Gwenddwr. That's roughly how you pronounce it. Massey's going to shout at me now because I mispronounced it again, probably. It is a Welsh map. It is very fun to play. If you're waiting for Shamrock Valley, well, actually, David, this is a really good map to play kind of in the interim. It's not huge by any means, but it's not tiny. And there is a V2 on the way soon, which will require a new save, so just be aware of that, guys. If you're starting a save today on Gwenddwr, that there will be a new version coming out fairly soon. With this yard here, the cow yard being almost entirely changed. It's being realigned and made a bit tighter. You like it? No, this isn't a designated bale store, Tanner. This is a grain store. I'm using it for bales. This is a grain storage shed. I'm just kind of abusing it for bales. When Shamrock out? Soon, TM. Needs to go through. Well, it needs to finish frontier testing first. I believe the plan is to send it to Giants fairly early next week. Hopefully, if there's nothing major found. And from there, it'll be down to Giants and whatever they fail on that's hilariously tiny and stupid. Here's the issue, is the Giants QA is very inconsistent, and I've heard a few people within Giants, I'm not going to name names, but I've heard of a couple of people within Giants even saying the QA just doesn't hold their own standards at times when it comes to mods, and it's super frustrating. I kind of wish that that was a bit more transparent, the way that it worked. I like how FSUK does it, where test reports are put up publicly. I wouldn't say Giants should do that, because that could be open to... That would just possibly open a new avenue for people to abuse modders, but I think there should be a method for it to happen. For it to be a bit more transparent, a bit more consistent. Sure, we're going to be just on PC. There are... it is planned to come to console. The version you guys have been seeing is the PC version, but there is a console version as well that just doesn't have the nice scripts, basically. How vigorous would Frontier being with their testing? Quite. The map is being pulled to shreds, which is exactly what testing should do. It should rip a map apart and put it back together again. With basically, if you're testing a map, you want to hate that map while you're testing it and then love it afterwards. Because you want to have zero emotions in your testing, just be like, okay, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is terrible, this is nice, this is good, this could be improved. You know, that's how testing should be, instead of, I really like this map, I really like this map, this is amazing, this is all perfect. You gotta disconnect if you're testing the map. Evening, Twitchy. Put it down, polish it, clean it, put it back together. Pretty much, yeah. You gotta rip... To love a map truly, you have to rip it to shreds. Because if Shamrock, because you don't have it. That's usually my line. It's like, the biggest issue with this map is I don't have it. I have no fear about setting that maker. The biggest fear, honestly, is that you've missed something. Like, I've no fear of Oxy hating me for something I found in testing, because the whole point of testing is to find things. I'll make jokes that, oh god, he's gonna hate me, you know, I found a floating hosepipe again. But he knows that I'm just doing, you know, he knows that it's just me being thorough with the testing and making sure everything's as good as it can be. I know that he's gonna make a joke and pretend like he's angry, which he did. But it's kind of an honorary agreement between map makers and people testing the maps that, yeah, everything said during testing is just for the good of the map. Stuart Falla, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Is Twitchy Witchy undercover? No, I think Twitchy is not witchy. I seem to have more bales in here than I recall having last time. I may have overdone it with the bales. That is many bales. You need FOD. Enjoy your FOD. Maybe someday, Payne, you'll graduate to eating food, not FOD. I mean, let's look on the bright side here, guys. We won't need to do hay for a while. A really, really long while. Because that's literally some bales. You need a job, so do I. This game's on next week, the week after. I think it's the week after next. It's like the... Is it the 21st to the 24th is Gamescom? I know that it finishes around the 24th because that's my birthday, and I've been kind of noting that as my birthday. I was in one of these sheds that have the wonky. Why can I not close this? Here you go. It's Oxygen David style where you gotta hold it. Right, let's go on a little drive, see what else needs to be done on the map. So you got the bales in. We do need to get more straw bales. We do need to... Oh, we need to finish clamping this silage, do we not? It's up to 92%. So yeah, let's just finish clamping this silage real quick. You heard that from the kitchen, Fod. I mean, you said it, not me. The Shamrock have gates like Oatfield? Yes. Which is why on Shamrock you'll notice that when me landing and SFTN are opening gates, we'll actually kind of walk backwards from them. It's literally we're holding down the mouse button while we're in the trigger, and we're walking out of the trigger for the gate. Because that forces, that tricks the trigger into thinking it's always on. Which if you didn't know that about the Oxygen David style of gates, now you do. You can trick them into opening fully with a single click if you leave the trigger area fast with the mouse held down. I'm just moving the silage away from, or the chaff away from the front of the bunker here, because I don't want to have... I don't know exactly where this trigger is for the silage, so I'm just kind of playing a bit safe here. Also, we've got it 100% compacted now, so this is just moving silage up to the bunker nicely. Just a bit of neatening work. And you can see here why the trigger's being moved, or why the yard is being changed. If I just get out here. You can see here you've got the weirdness, because this is at a bit of an angle, and yeah, tip calls don't like being put at angles at all. Hello, Dusty. How are you doing today? There has been a bit of a discussion with Giants about that from some angles, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that might well be not a thing in 19. Because it's a real irritation to map makers and to players. So it may be the case that in FS 19 you will once again be able to put your silage pits at weird wonky angles without having to worry about what way the tip calls are going to goof up. But for now, for FS 17, you gotta keep them at the 90-degree angles if you don't want goofy weirdness happening. It's just one of those limitations that I guess wasn't thought about. I wasn't anticipated. The bit fork I was using to stack public. Yes, it is part of the straw add-on DLC thingy from Aerosoft and Creative Mesh. Honestly, as useful as I find that fork, and as much as I like the balers, I don't think it's worth the like 12 or 13 euro or however much they're charging for it. I think they're overcharging for it, quite honestly. You could find other forks that'll do the same thing. It's just that one's nice and convenient because it's part of the DLC pack, and it's right up at the top of the list for me to enable it. Secondary switched off now. We got the bunker silo covered with lots of silage in there. I'm gonna just use TARDIS because it'll be a bit easier. I want to go over and check the 3 fields over here. I don't have TARDIS enabled. GG Dave. GG, you idiot. I'll run over because it's actually faster. I want to check these 3 fields here. Growing, growing, growing. Good. The pigs are... I've discovered a gold nugget. Thank you, game, for shouting at me. The pigs are, I think, good for food. If they're not, we can use the skid steer. Pigs are good for food. Pigs are good for everything. So we can actually fast forward time a bit. And I can watch the growth on... Wait, field 15 is owned? Since... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Since when did I own field 15? I mean, that's convenient, but a bit surprising. You start with field 15. I was not aware. There we go. And most streams and most entertaining. Well, I try to be entertaining. I'll fail most of the time, but I at least try. Since when were you allowed to drive in Farm Sim? What? Does Shamrock have magic hedges? Yes, it does. But Mr. RainbowDave has been a bit mean, and he's hidden walls and fences in those magic hedges. Do I feel like, well, yeah, because it's my stream. I mean, I've got to entertain myself as well as you guys, so I gotta have a bit of fun too. I was not aware you actually start with field 15. Seeing as that's the case, and it'll be easier to just go down to the shop and get it. This field 15 is a really nice small field that I want to do something cool with. Something that I rarely do. With that cedar, you probably know what it is now. When will I next be able to stream Shamrock? I believe we're aiming, because it's kind of a mutual agreement thing at the moment. We're kind of aiming on midweek for the next stream. I think middle of next week. That doesn't mean Wednesday specifically, but sometime in the middle of next week. Go see you, Blackout. Sunflowers. I could do sunflowers, I guess. But I got a different plan. Sugarcane, no. Poplars, no. Maize, no. You guessed everything but the correct answer. Well done, guys. I'm gonna do some sugar beets. Because I usually do like potatoes or something. But no, I've not done sugar beets in an age. be big enough for Shamrock. I'm planning on using 4, so yes. Get a season save game and deselect the seasons, what'll happen? Either everything would wither, or nothing at all. I'm not entirely sure. But it's one of those two things. Was Skeleton last time? I think I might have been Skeleton. Last time I can remember was Oakfield. Where's the seed trigger? Is that a double trigger then? There, that's. So we'll find out. This could be fertilizer and seeds. They're kind of cheaty, but okay. That's seeds, for sure. I'm guessing the fertilizer is going to be out over here. Or I can't get fertilizer from this trigger for some reason. Okay, we'll just go in with the pellet spreader, it'll be fine. I actually want to change how the game works here real quick. Want one state. Just for ease. What words are restricted? Many words. Thinking of ordering a pizza, you're too lazy to cook. And fair enough. My sister ordered takeaway last night, and it arrived about an hour after it should have. Daggerman's not restricted. I removed that from the blacklist. I also moderated Daggerman, so if he ever comes in, you'll see him with the spanner straight away. Do you think they'll ever... Will Skeleton ever come out? I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. I think they're going to try, but I don't see that happening. Hey, boy up the road from Mickey Joe's house is trying to be a boy up the road from Jim's house, but not as funny. So Cheerios, please. I'm not going to hear the end of that one joke now, am I? Plant Cheerios, please. What are Cheerios actually made from? Because, like, I made that joke and I can't remember what Cheerios are actually made from. Are they like oats? Or is it wheat and barley? Jim's house was first. Mickey Joe's house came second. Is not as funny. When is Shamrock Valley going to Giants? When Oxy and the Frontier guys are happy that it's been tested to a sufficient level. Oxy's got a day in mind, but things might change. As with all things. Oats. I think they're oats. What am I sowing? Sugar beets. Badly. I'm fully aware that I'm sowing these horrifically wrong for sugar beets, but I don't care. I care not. Care I do not. Zero care is here. Hello, Blage. We'll harvest at the trail. That's the plan. I'm gonna harvest it with the... I think it's a trailed harvester that came with the rope pack. Rope DLC. That's what I'm planning at least. I may revert to just doing something huge as well at the end, when I inevitably get bored of doing the trail harvester, but the initial plan is to use the Ropa DLC trail harvester. Because I know sugar beets have insane yield. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. My voice is starting to get a bit tired though, so we will be finishing up very soon. Lanny should be going... Wait, what day is today? Is today Saturday? Lanny should be going live quite soon, so I will finish up when he starts up. Nightbot's rules a bit longer. They have not. I have not touched Nightbot in like 2 weeks. Actually, I've not touched Nightbot since I put in the bullet bill command. That was the last set of changes I made to Nightbot. I do need to make more changes, but just not today. Cannot be bothered today. Quick reminder, if you're new, that you can like the stream if you're enjoying. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, but I always hope to try and hit 50 in every stream. Probably won't today if we're nowhere near it. If you're really enjoying, you can hit that subscribe button as well, and hit the notification bell to know whenever I go live. You can join the Discord as well, because usually, I don't know if he did today, but usually Yanis is fantastic and sends out everyone notification when he spots the stream is live. Trail Zone is for potatoes only. Is it? Seriously? God dang it. Well, I'll use the big one from the Ropa DLC then. I'll use the Euro mouse. You're hungry? Crisps in bed. The true food of champions. Use the Grimo one. I always use the Grimo one. Wait, no, the Grimo one? The Grimo one's for potatoes. There's no Grimo one for beets. Oh, there is. No, I really don't like that one. It's got an annoying little offset that I can never figure out. Just hurt your knee. How did you hurt your knee? There's no offset. There is an offset. There's a very small offset, Flash. It's small enough that if you're not looking, you won't notice it. But if you are looking, it's really annoying. I think I'm confused. I might be actually. Yeah. I don't know. When am I not confused, Blash? This is the real question. No, it does have a small offset. It's got it's got like a 1 row to half a row offset. When it's in use, it actually sticks out to the right by about half a row. It's very small, but it is there, and it's really annoying because it's just small. It's big enough to cause problems and small enough that you don't notice it most of the time. This potato one. No, the potato one has a huge offset. The beet one also does have an offset. In fact, let me just show you. Let me show you. Let's stop this argument right here. Beet harvester. I don't have enough money. Oh, dang it, game. Beet harvester, rootster. Buy that temporarily. I'm just gonna magic hedge my way over to the shop. Because I'm certain, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm certain there is a small offset. So we're going to find out once and for all if there is in fact a small offset on the beet harvester. Felt like a truck landing. You can't. Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm curious too to see if I'm like misremembering. Okay, so we can all agree that is perfectly straight and perfectly aligned. When I unfold, turn on. I could have sworn there was a small offset to this thing. I mean, there's clearly not. Just gonna shorten up the view here. So I'm looking dead center at this. There is, look. Wait, is it on that center? There is a very small offset. Look, the left side there is sticking up more than the right side. There is a very, very small difference between the two sides. So I'm not going crazy. There is actually an offset, and it's that small. I'm alright. See, now it's not lined properly, I don't think. Yeah, now it looks like there's an offset to the right. Woo. So that's where everything looks lined up tractor-wise for me. And there's an offset to the left, but moving to where Silage said, which would be about here-ish, there's an offset to the right. I don't know. I feel like there's a small offset with it at least. But it wasn't. I always found that it was offset from the topper. Like that's why I don't like it. Like you can go through the topper and even in a straight line you don't get everything that you've topped. Because something isn't correctly lined up and I can never figure out what it is. Maybe it's the topper isn't lined up properly or something, or maybe it's just the work area is offset. Maybe it's just that I'm an idiot and misremembering things again. But on that bombshell of Dave may be wrong yet again. I think it has to be offset to... Yeah, that's... I don't know. I'm really just not sure anymore what's real and what's not. I don't like it is the kind of the end point though. I just don't... It doesn't agree with me as a piece of machinery. So I don't really like using it all that much. Yeah, it's giants with the cutter trigger. I think that is offset. There's something about it that's not right. I can never figure out what it is. But it gets on my nerves and I don't like using it as a result. So I probably won't use the little Grim. I'll probably use like the Ropa Euromouse. Number one, so we get this done in a reasonable time frame. Number two, so I don't get angry. The potato harvester is definitely offset. There's no argument about the potato harvester. That is 100% offset. Offset study. It may just be me imagining things. Like I'm not gonna rule that out, but it just Something doesn't feel right. In any case, that is gonna do it for today, guys. I don't know why Landy's not live, but that is gonna do it for today. My voice is really tired now. It's actually getting quite sore. So I'm gonna call it a day here. I'll be back tomorrow with probably some more Gwenddwr. Maybe some Lone Oak, I don't know. Haven't fully decided yet. But I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Gwenddwr. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.
Trying not to follow suit. Don't like the color, I'll change the shade of it. I'm not afraid of it. I know I'm holding on to this. Holding on.